Hey y'all, Coach Eric here. So I wanted to make a video talking about something that I don't really think I've ever heard anybody talk about at length, or at least not how I'm going to try to cover it in about 2 or 3 minutes. So long story short, I'm going to talk a little bit about burnout, or more specifically how to avoid burnout. And I say that as somebody who is about as immersed in health and fitness as you could possibly get, both for my occupation, both for also my side quests, for also like my personal health, so I'm constantly immersed in health and fitness aspects all the time, 24/7, 365, it feels like, which for me isn't a bad thing, because I've been doing this for going on 17 years and I know how to balance it. And so I say all that to say, somebody like myself has a lot of tools in the tool belt for how to stay burnout resistant, but that doesn't make me burnout. That doesn't make me where I'm, impervious to it, like where I just can't be affected by it. I still can. It's just I'm highly resistant to it. And so I use my wide array of tools in my tool belt in order to keep from getting burnt out. But even for myself, I've noticed recently it's been getting a little more strained. And so it goes back to what I've talked about before, ad nauseum to some extent, which is that the whole discipline and motivation seesaw. So a lot of people, including myself, will let you know that it's great to lead with discipline and it's great to have everything else flow from discipline. But what a lot of people don't cover or talk about, or maybe even know, is that discipline runs on willpower. It's not infinite, because willpower is not infinite. And so if you always have to use willpower to stay disciplined, to do the things that you really need to do, you're gonna run out at some point. But the other half of that seesaw, what counters that are things like motivation, incentive, fun, maybe doing things with like a partner, in a fitness sense, like group workouts, tandem workouts, stuff like that, group runs. But if you're somebody like myself who has been doing this for a long time, and specifically speaking to the lifting, there's only so many ways. I mean, there's a lot of exercises, but there's only so many ways to make that quote unquote fun, especially if you're doing it by yourself. And so, I do still have that ability to maybe switch up the modality or switch up the environment and kind of rely on fun, because the motivation, what's the motivation? Get to stay in great shape. Is there anything like at the end of the tunnel? Is there some weight loss goal that I'm trying to hit, or some muscle gain goal that I'm trying to hit? No, I've been in a maintenance phase for a fairly long time, and I'm very happy about that. And so I do really kind of have to rely on fun, because again, I don't get a chance to work out with people often for one reason or another. I have to rely on fun a lot in order to keep that motivation side of the seesaw activated, so that I'm not always relying on willpower to fuel my discipline, So I say all that to say, dive into what works for you, start to understand what doesn't work for you, and really dig into the weeds with that, because somewhere in your daily habits is going to be the key to making or breaking your health and fitness optimization. And if you decode the puzzle properly, you'll be able to sustain it. And if you don't, you're going to be one of those people that falls off the wagon. So do the work and try to be the former so you can avoid being the latter. Talk to you guys later. Coach out.